A severe thunderstorm hit Boston and its surrounding suburbs on the afternoon of Sunday, June 6th. With winds between 60 and 70 miles per hour, the macro burst, a powerful gust of wind from a storm, downed trees and damaged homes and cars in the metropolitan area. Brookline was one of the areas hit hardest by the storm, according to the National Weather Service. On Monday, Brookline Parks Department workers, NSTAR crews, and landscapers were on the streets tackling the damage and debris. It is unclear how extensive the damage was. Officials from Brookline Police and Fire and the town's Parks Department were unavailable for comment, but local mainstream media outlets reported that no major injuries occurred during the storm. John Bauman, a resident of Beale Street, was outside on Monday watching the cleanup.
There was not that much lightning or thunder, and I didn't really hear that much noise. In fact, my wife and I talked about the cat. Well, maybe the cat would be afraid, but I said, no, I don't think so, because it really wasn't that loud. We didn't hear any trees crashing or anything like that.
So when you went outside this morning, what did you see? Did you see any destruction, or did it...
Oh yeah, well, there are trees down all over the place. It was last night when we were going out last night, and we discovered that we couldn't go because our street's one way and there are three outlets, and all three streets were blocked by either trees or big branches.
The fallen trees and limbs were not only a nuisance for residents, but also for the NSTAR crews trying to reconnect power and clear the lines. Bauman says that although the storm came on suddenly and violently, he's not surprised that some of the trees fell.
Well, I was looking at the sycamore trees on Beale Street, and I had been told that sooner or later one of those trees would come out in a storm. And I just saw them bending significantly in the wind, and I thought, well, maybe this is the time for one of them to go.
On Gibbs Street, a tree and an electric pole fell during the storm. Several homes were without power, according to neighbors, and the tree caused significant damage to a nearby Toyota RAV4.
I couldn't understand what would have done that. I didn't, wind is one thing. I have no idea. I was thinking, one person was saying, well, it might have been a treetop tornado, tornadoes, but I've never heard of them. And later someone said, well, who was out in this stuff, said that, and she's from the South, and knew tornadoes. She said, no, I didn't hear it. It didn't seem like it. But she saw trees come down. So.
Did you hear the trees come down?
I heard a very loud, very bass sort of explosion, but I thought that was thunder and lightning, that's all.
Lou's son, David Capetti, took these photos the day of the storm. By late afternoon Monday, the tree was removed and the pole was replaced. Stacy Greenspan's home on Beale Street was also damaged during the storm. A car in his neighbor's driveway was hit as well, breaking the back windshield.
When you looked out the window, it looked like you were in a spin cycle of a washing machine. Those trees were just shaking like violently. There wasn't any wind direction, so it was definitely a vortex. And the rain was so intense that you couldn't even see across the street. So it was quite a storm.
So how are you planning to handle all the aftermath, the cleanup and all that?
Just a little at a time, they hopefully get power back on and then fix the skylight. Small stuff, nobody got hurt.
Brookline police blocked off Gibbs Street between Harvard and Manchester for most of the day, and sections of Gibbs Street were also blocked off. Winthrop Park, where numerous children were playing on Monday, had a taped-off section where tree limbs were loose above. For Virtual Street Corners, this is John Forrester.